today I'm chatting with hip hop and R&B poet Jords. How you doing, man? You're currently driving.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm on the M1.
Nice. Where are
M1
you?
as well.
Where are you driving to?
I'm driving to the studio. We're finishing the album at the moment, so
Amazing.
I've just been going back and forth. So I've got a shift to put in.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
life of a musician. But our student radio network has had a really exciting opportunity to provide you with a spot on our class of 2023, and I just wanted to get a sort of grasp of what that feels
Gee,
like.
do you know what? Yeah, I never went to university, so when things happen about being a student and in the student community, I feel like I'm getting a piece of me that I wish, because I always wish I went to university myself as well, but I just didn't. I
Mm,
dropped out twice. So the fact that, and I dropped out to pursue music. So the fact that music is bringing me back into a student environment in
mm.
this way, yeah, man. You see the smile on my face. You
I
see the
see the
smile.
smile. It's a big
Yeah,
smile.
yeah, yeah. It's a big smile. Yeah.
So, for people who may not know you, could you just give us a quick sort of rundown about yourself and the kind of music that you make?
Yeah, man. So I'm Jords, Jords. I'm a boy. I say I'm an artist now. I don't, people try and like they box you in as being a rapper and a singer and blah blah blah. But I do a bit of it all. But I'd say my main influences would be hip hop and R&B. Like I grew up on R&B samples. The good R&B samples, not the way they're doing it nowadays. So like I live for that kind of music. I live for good music in general. I don't think it should be boxed in. And content-wise, it's just me talking about my experience as someone growing up in the area that I grew up in, but also now where music has taken me outside of that world and talking about experiences being outside of that world and then still going back and living in that world, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
spoke you
yeah.
spoke a little bit about, dropping out of university twice. Did that have any bearing on how you got into music? Did you have an inspiration at university, or was it the fact that university life didn't seem like an option anymore? Like, how did you get into music properly?
I think if I'm honest, so I've always been into music. In school, we used to rap, we used to spit grind bars and play in the playground and stuff.
Nice.
So I always enjoyed it. Then I was always top of the class. I was just good at exams. I wouldn't say I was the smartest person, but I was good at exams. And I was always expected to be the one that was a lawyer or a doctor or something. Something that had to do with going to university, getting a degree. And I think the pressure that was put on me by family and peers to do that
Yeah.
made me just naturally go against it. Because all I wanted to do was make music whilst I was figuring out what I didn't really know who I wanted to be or what I wanted to do in life. I just knew that I wanted to make music, and I just carried on making music. And I went to uni twice, um, and I got there, and I thought I don't know if this is for me right now because I've always said at some point I do want to go back to uni and I want to study, but when the time is right for me to take the most from it. Um, And at the time, when I really deep why I went to uni, I just went so I could collect student loan because money was hard to come by back then. So I'd use my student loan and I paid for my studio time using my student loan. I did research in music and I just thought, you know what, music is I really value the time I'm putting into music more than the time I'm putting into uni, and I'm
Mm.
not giving the best account. I'm not giving the best account of myself as an academic in uni because I'm not focusing. So I might as well stop wasting my own time and put everything into music. And here we are, man. Like 7 or 8 years later, still doing it. And on the class of 2023. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
And a
can't
good
complain,
use
bro.
and a good use of your student loan. I've heard a lot more stupid stories about student loans.
I've, I've heard a lot more stupid stories as well, Leo, man. Trust me.
I just wanted to go on to chat about your writing process and what's that like? Where does it start, and does it change depending on? Because I know you do a few collaborations with artists and things. Does it change when you're working with multiple people on a record versus when it's just your solo project, your solo work?
um, sometimes it does. I think for me, most of my songs come from conversations. Like I put a lot of voice notes on my music because they're just I record people when we're having a good conversation. I record it just so at some point we may want to listen back again, and it's like we're never going to get these moments again, and it's capturing a moment in time. When you and having a song is a way to capture a moment in time and feeling as well. So I guess for me, it usually starts with conversation. Um, before I drove, I used to be on the train. Whenever I was on the train, I make sure I just write lyrics.
Mm.
Um, and it could be anything. Sometimes I'll just be walking, I'll start voice noting. I hear a little something in my head because I produce as well. The writing isn't just about the lyrics; it's about the music in the background, the production, all the rest of it. So it literally comes from anywhere, man. But I'd say the main thing in my music is the conversation. So like whenever I made a song with someone, I try and bring them to the studio. We chill for a day. We just have conversation. And if a song comes from that, cool. If a song doesn't, that's also fine. We've had a productive day of conversation. But more often than not, a song does come from it, and it usually sounds alright. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. So what does 2023 look like for Jords then?
Yeah.
For family, friends, fans, like what can we expect next?
Oh, for me,
Yeah, from you.
an album, man. I'm doing back and forth working on the album non-stop at the moment, and I've cut off everything else so I can just focus on making the album. And it's sounding good, man. It's sounding really good. I've got a few features on there that I've always dreamt of working with.
Mm.
And yeah, album. That's all I'm caring about. That's what I'm thinking about right now is the album.
Album's the big focus. No, that's cool to hear. I also just wanted to mention as well, touring
Yeah,
wise,
man.
you went to Reading Festival and I was at Leeds Festival at the same time. I just wanted to know, which do you think's
Oh
better?
yeah.
I think it's obviously Leeds, right?
You know what? For me, I enjoyed Leeds more.
I haven't
I
paid him.
didn't
I
enjoy
haven't paid him to say
Leeds.
that.
You haven't paid me a penny. I'm a United fan as well, so you know what we think of Leeds. But no, I enjoyed Leeds more, but the crowd in Leeds was tougher to get on side, which I enjoyed the challenge a bit more.
Playing a bit hard to get by the sounds of it.
Playing a bit hard to get, yeah, they were playing hard to get, but I had to do a couple shots of ram in front of
I've seen
everyone.
the footage. It's like, I don't think there's a moment goes by where you don't have a ball in your hand.
Oh man, yeah, Leeds, that tired me out. That killed me, man.